Welcome back. The Philippine Educational Theater Association kicks off the year with a musical comedy drama, Care Divas. It tells the story of how 5 overseas Filipino workers adapt to living in Israel by working as caregivers by day and drag queens by night. Here's a sneak peek at PETA's Care Divas.
Noong ako'y dalagang nag-ilusyon na maging milyonarya na sumisisid sa salapi, nagmumumog ng pera at nakatira sa palasyong kulay pink na may garden na malaki at hardinerong macho at gwapo na naka-mini shorts, may butter na palaman, 2 pisngi ng aking pandesal. Mga pamangkin ko lahat ay nag-aaral at hindi umuutang sa sanglaan. Araw-araw merong fiesta at palaging may handaan. Ngunit medyo ang buhay na hindi nakakatawa. Gumawa ng punchline at sinira ang eksena ko. Biglang nagising sa katotohanan. Akalain mo pagbangon ko, ako'y isang caregiver pala sa Israel. Hoy vey, hoy vey, kaluoy man ako, pimpi man OFW prinsesa. Hoy vey, ito bang kapalaran ko? Mukhang eto na nga ang nakadrawing sa palad ko.
Now here to tell us more about the musical are Melvin Lee and Jason Barshal. You might want to stick around for this interview, as this is quite the interesting story, Melvin and Jason. Guys, I know you guys are just getting off that performance. What a great story plot. What a great plot.
Thank you.
Tell us about how, how the story first came about.
Okay, this play was inspired from a documentary titled Paper Dolls. No? And then our writer Liza Magtoto got an inspiration from there, and then we developed the material based on that, or inspired from that documentary.
And definitely with the twist into Filipino culture, as you know, the story revolves around 5 OFWs.
Yes.
The main story revolves around
Chelsea, the main character. And is also supported by 4 other people. You guys really find your creativity and are able to live out, you know, your sexuality through your performance. Yes, yes. So like, so we're caregivers by day. So the reason we're there is mainly to, of course, for the economic reason. But during at night, because we have this still urge to, you know, express ourselves. So we try to look for gigs as performers, you know, and as female, you know, trying to be female performers.
Well, I think it's, you know, I think it's great, the message kind of behind it. I mean, you still aren't forgetting to be true to yourself, you know, no matter, you really try to find the means to go out there and find a venue so that you can express yourselves.
Yes, I guess the play would like to share that, encourage diversity, appreciating the diversity, appreciating the uniqueness of each and every individual, wherever you are. It's a universal theme, I guess. It applies to not just to Filipino gays, but also not just for gays, for that matter, but for any preference. As you know, we should, you know, encourage and respect preferences.
You want to add something good?
Actually, nasabi niyo na lahat.
Okay.
So, ayun.
And then, kwento mo lang some of the scenes, because I mean, you mentioned, you know, where you guys are. Of course, you're in Israel, and we're guessing is I've never been, I've never traveled, but I can't imagine it being the most liberal country or most accepting to, you know, progressive as far as acceptance of homosexuality. So, in the storyline, tell us about some of maybe the interesting scenes, yung mga performances performances nyo that you really had to...
Isa sa mga eksenang ginagawa namin, yung kapag nandun lang kami sa bahay, nasa isang flat lang kami ng mga kasama naming mga bading. Tapos kapag bigla na lang may puputok sa labas na, bigla na lang may sasabog sa labas, tapos parang magugulat na lang kami. Ano yun, ba't ang lakas-lakas na naman ng pagsabog? Kaya parang dun sa character na pinaportray naming lahat, lahat kami takot din dun sa nangyayari dun sa buong eksena kasi hindi namin talaga alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa amin bilang mga characters, bilang Chelsea, bilang Thalia, ganyan. So,
I mean, because the story takes place during
204-205, which was the height of the
Palestinians were actually
yes.
acting out versus the
Yes.
the ongoing conflict there. No, so how much actually preparation did you have to go behind just to make sure that culturally everyone is very sensitive to
Yes.
kung ano yung mga magiging
Correct.
jokes?
Well, first we saw a lot of documentaries about Israel. We were supported. We were very fortunate that the Israeli embassy is helping us out in terms of not just the language, but also the whole milieu. Okay, so they read the play, and we've had several sessions with the assistant cultural minister or something.
Wonderful.
para magturo sa amin ng Hebrew classes.
So in other words, the play is very much in the right context. We're not, hindi lang kami nag-iilusyon na, ganun.
And very educational at that point. You get a taste of the Israeli culture and
Yes.
parang how Filipinos in this scenario, in this scene, are going to try and make themselves comfortable and still kind of have their lives. All right, so let's talk about your guys' characters. I see some of the colorful costume and also the boa feathers that you guys still have on. Parang nakakatawa even just from the costumes. Really, tell us your favorite scenes from the performance.
From the performances, well, my memorable probably my scenes with, aside from the girls, aside from the other divas, but also my scenes with Mr. Paul Holm, who plays the Isaac, the elder, yung inaalagaan ko, yung ganon, supposedly. So yun, interesting din yun. Tapos, and then masaya din yung kasi parang for a in a way gay play, unusual yung merong love angle.
Yes.
So dito merong love angle, no? So
Pero nga, your
Meron
partner, meron ba? On and off?
wala.
Akala ko.
Sa play lang.
Sa play.
So
Your partner is very accepting.
Yes.
Your partner.
Very also because he has some meron din iba rin yung kanyang nahanap na preference, no, yung ganon. So this actor is this role is being portrayed by Miguel Salomon and
DJ
Miguel Hidalgo. So they're alternating. Yeah.
All right, well, it's not just a comedy. We see the boas and we've been talking about the music and the performances, but there's also very much a drama part to it that you guys are kind of tapped into. Tell us about some of the stories or maybe some of the more lessons that really you think you would want people to walk away from with the play.
Like what I've said, it's basically encouraging diversity, respecting preferences, respecting opinions, respecting beliefs, because that's what the whole world is composed of. We're not homogenized. We're not iba. Hindi naman tayo isang ganun lang. Iba-iba. At yung iba't ibang opinion na yon, merong historical basis, hindi siya sumulpot na lang, no, yung ganun. So may mga dahilan ng mga bagay-bagay bakit siya nag-exist at meron. So we just have to respect that. And by doing so, then we could be able to develop and continue progressing as individuals, as a nation,
I mean, you guys, you mentioned it. This is a homosexual play. I mean, the story is there. I mean, you don't want to typecast it as that.
No, it's not just it's not a gay play per se. It just so happened. It's more of it's a Filipino migrants who happens to be gay working in Israel.
So it's not really the sexuality that is the
not
issue. But
just, yeah.
you know, actually, I mean, we read the item earlier. You know, Elton John said something about really feeling like he was a second-class citizen when he was in the United States because he still felt like the discrimination being a homosexual man. As performers, and you know, as you know, how do you feel like that storyline, or you know, the voice of the third gender has improved, or has it not really improved in performances?
Siguro the sector in itself has improved, but it's the perception and the people around it ang medyo hindi pa masyadong, hindi kasabay na nag-a-advance katulad ng sector mismo ng LGBT, in other words. No? So yung mismong LGBT sector, I think it has improved. It has, you know, developed its own beliefs and all that. But I guess iba't ibang levels yung acceptance and tolerance ng iba't ibang sectors around us. So yun.
Well, I think once we see the show, I think there's no doubt that talent will prevail the night of the performance. Please tell us about the performance nights. Let's invite our viewers to Care Divas.
Yes.
Nakakatuwa yung pangalan.
I hope you can really watch.
Yes, I know. Baka mamaya mapakala ko nga sasayaw tayo.
So
ini-invite po namin kayo na manood ng Care Divas sa PETA Theater Center. Ayan, simula po ng February 4 to March 13. So,
and Friday, Saturday, Sunday po ito. But on February 4, we're 3 p.m. po ang show at meron po kaming gala na 7:30 p.m. But normally, the following weekends after that is just going to be 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. at the PETA Theater Center. We are behind Quezon City Sports Club there.
And this is the first offering, really, with a bang. You're opening up the year. Ano pa yung mga ibang dapat abangan din from PETA throughout the rest of the year?
This is the season ender, because our season normally starts July to March.
To March, okay.
And then, so after this, we're going to have our annual summer workshop. And then after that, our season next year, 2011-2012, is going to be on Shakespeare. We're going to do adaptation, translation of different Shakespeare plays.
Wonderful. So bago ba maging masyadong seryoso,
Ito muna.
Enjoy muna tayo sa Care Divas.
Yes.
Melvin and Jason, thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful run.
Thank you. Hope to see you.
Yes.